Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again. Today, an update from Ukraine. The Russians conducted another attack on Ukraine with some drones. The Ukrainians destroyed a lot of them. I have evidence right here. The Russians are advancing on multiple fronts. Latvia, I think, is under occupation, NATO occupation, as Romania is, Poland and all the baboons. The Swedes are deploying troops in the Baltic states. I wonder why. And Russia was not guilty, as of now, for breaking those undersea cables in the Baltic Sea. Remember that Russian vessel was accused of damaging them. Now the Western investigators determined it was an accident, but it was not the Russians. Well, I still wait for the outcome of the investigation of Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 pipelines to come up. Oh, actually we don't care, because I think you and I know who did it. So let's start with the first article. Ukrainska Pravda, 19th of January 2025. Ukrainian air defenses destroy 43 out of 61 drones launched by Russia overnight. 15 disappear from radar. So what that's? It's 58. Right, 58. Why? We got 3. What happened with the 3 of them? It says here, the Russians launched their drones from Milerovo, Bryansk and Oriol. All right, Milerovo, which is right here. This is Milerovo. And then we have Bryansk and Oriol. So this is the map of Ukraine. Obviously, this is in the north, northeast a little bit, and East Milerovo. From here, they attacked with the drones. They were shot down in Poltava, Sumy, Kharkiv, Cherkasy, Chernihiv, Kiev, Zhytomyr, Dnipropetrovsk, and Mykolaiv Oblast. A further 15 Russian drones disappeared from radar, and 1 UAV is still in the air. So they attacked this area here. And that's it. Next one. Russia's drone attack on Ukraine. 43 UAVs intercepted. So they sent 61 and some decoy drones. They destroyed 14 and so on. The same article here. Next one. Russian army liberates Vozdvyzhenka in Donbas. Now you see these guys here? I don't think these are really fighting a war. I'm going to show you why. In a war, look how clean all of them are. Their weapons are clean. Even their boots are clean. No, I don't think these guys are in active combat. I think it's just here, this, all right, should be with dust and all that. They're too shiny for me. But anyway, units of the Russian Battle Group Center have liberated the settlement of Vozdvyzhenka in the Donetsk People's Republic, the Russian Defense Ministry reported. As a result of offensive actions, units of Battle Group Center have liberated this. Where is that located? Right here. This is the little 15 houses. Where is that located? I will show you on a different map. This is Vodyane here. Pokrovsk is right here. So Pokrovsk and is Vodyane. We're going to go to this map. This is in Donetsk People Republic or Donetsk Oblast. And here is the little town of Bethlehem. This is Krasnoarmeysk, which is Pokrovsk. This is the town of Bethlehem that was liberated according to the Russians. On the big scheme of things, as I said, is in Donetsk. New Voice of Ukraine. So this is according to the Ukrainians. Russian forces advance near 6 settlements in Donbas. So these guys advance, obviously, Russian forces have reported advance in Kotlnie, Udachnie, near Novoandriivka, Suki, Yali, Vremivka, and Velyka Novosilka. Now this is, I'm going to show you, everything is in Donbas, obviously from here down here, this area. And the last one was here, where we're going to have some problems. Velyka Novosilka, according to the Ukrainians. Ukrainian forces hold ground against Russian advances near Velyka Novosilka and Donbas. So they say they are fighting hard here. I think they will be encircled pretty soon. Next one, again from the Ukraine Forum, Ukrainians. Exhausting defensive battles continue on outskirts of the same town. In Novopavlivka sector, Russian occupants, taking advantage of difficult weather conditions, conducted offensive actions to block the village of Velyka Novosilka, actively using armored vehicles. Alright, so they blocked this little town. It's all over right here. All over. Next one. Russia upping pressure on Velyka Novosilka, Donetsk region. British intel. So they are preparing everyone for the fall of this little town of Bethlehem. Next. Major part of Toretsk under Ukraine's fire pressure military. So Russian troops keep using the tactics of small groups assault in Toretsk, where a significant area remains under constant fire pressure from the Ukrainian forces. According to the official, a significant part of Toretsk is controlled by the enemy. A significant area of Toretsk is under our fire pressure. Where is that located? Northeast of Pokrovsk is right here in this area. This is Toretsk here, and I'm going to show you on a big scheme of things where it's at, right here. By south of Chasov Yar, Bakhmut, and that's right here. So this is the hottest area so far. Next. Oh, Associated Press. Hundreds of Swedish forces arrive in Latvia in largest deployment with NATO to date. So the Swedes, not much diversity, that makes them very weak, are coming to Latvia. I wonder why. I tell you why. Things are reversed. It's because the Russians are in Ukraine, but the Russians are in Ukraine because they're just bad people. That's how the story goes, the narrative. They're not threatening anybody, they're just over there to protect. Now, why do I say the Swedes or NATO occupied Latvia? You say, well, dummy, Latvia is part of NATO. When I see Latvian soldiers in the United States of America defending, I don't know, in California, Oregon, or the state of Washington, then I say this is reciprocal and these guys are equal. As of now, the American troops are in Latvia, I'm guessing, right? And Latvians are not in the US or Great Britain. So who's occupying who? Just a second. It's just, here is the hot war, so they need to be. Like that, my friends, they're going to have troops in your bed. Next one. So it was not the Russians, according to Sputnik, 2 hours ago today on the 19th of January 2025. US, European intel agencies admit accident, not Russia, to blame for Baltic cable damage. NATO announced plans to boost patrol in the Baltic Sea after a string of incidents involving the severing of telecommunications and energy cables in the region, initially blamed on a Russian hybrid campaign against Europe. Now, an emerging consensus, end quote, among US and European intelligence agencies is that the cables were damaged by accident. Whose accident? Multiple officials told the Washington Post Sunday that investigations have found no indication so far that the damage caused by commercial vessels dragging their anchors, plural, across the underwater infrastructure did so intentionally or at the direction of Moscow. Rather, officials say intercepted communications and other classified info found that they were caused by inexperienced crews serving aboard poorly maintained vessels. What? All right. The investigations studied 3 incidents involving the Eagle Sea oil tanker. All right, this is one of them. The other one is the Yipeng 3, a Chinese. The New Polar Bell, Hong Kong. The conclusion that Russia was not responsible for attacking Baltic infrastructure is somewhat surprising, given the habit by Western intel to blame Moscow first and ask questions later. Alright, that's one. And the other one, Russia Today. Western intelligence believes Baltic cables damaged was not Russian sabotage. The Western intelligence can come and say whatever they want, and jackals in the media will publish that as a 100% truthful statement, a conclusion of an investigation. So who did it? For me, this seems to be like a defrosting Western attitude towards the Russians. Or maybe the Russians told them, back the off. Which one was it? We're going to find out in time. As of now, they found out in what? A month? That it was not the Russians. But did they find out who Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines were? Who blew them up? I think we already know, don't we? The problem is, why do these guys close an eye towards that? But here, oh, it's just an accident. I still didn't get it. Who are the accidents? Inexperience. Like what? Dragging the nut? How do you call it? Intentionally? Is that what it is? They found out it was not an order. They found out that there were just some seamen, inexperienced baboon seamen over there. This is a political investigation, which is, this must be the outcome of the investigation. You make it in such a way that it's going to appear like, you don't believe me, that's the way it works? You don't have to. You don't have to. Just keep an eye on these guys. You're going to find out it works like that sometimes. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.